Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll be going through how to assemble your Death Corps of Krieg Veteran Guardsman for Kill Team. In this video we'll be using the assembly guide that came with the Kill Team Octarius box set and the Kill Team Octarius supplement book, and this is going to give us all the options for the different operatives that we can build for our Veteran Guardsman kill team. I've also done a video for the Orc Kommandos, and they were a lot easier to put together with not so many options for the different operatives, but with the Death Corps of Krieg Veteran Guardsman we've got many more options and also some limitations in how we can assemble them. So let's get started and take a look at those options, and I would just recommend having a good look through the sprues. There's some great sculpts here, loads of details, tiny little things you can add on, shovels, all different things, daggers, bayonets, all sorts, and it's just packed with all different things you can add on to your models. So have a good look at these before you start, and then there's going to be two books that are really important. The first is this like how to build one, so this has got all the instructions, but you can see that you've got different variations for each of the possible poses, and altogether you're going to be able to build 10 models, but there are 15 operatives altogether. So with the models that do come in the Kill Team box set, you are going to be a little bit limited, and you're not going to be able to build 5 of those operatives. So you could always buy 2 Kill Team box sets, but even then you're going to be limited a little bit as well. But potentially with 2, I think you could just about do it with all the different variations and have some extra troopers on top of that too. So that might be something you'd like to consider, or wait until they bring out the box set of the Death Corps of Krieg Veteran Guardsman on their own and then add it to it later. But I'm just going to stick with the 10 that come in the box set, and so I'll show you in this video which ones I'm going to build and how I kind of make my mind up about that. But have a good look at that first, and then take a look at this expansion or supplement book that comes with it. And it's a great book. I've done a video on this separately where I go through it all, so you can have a good look through and see that review separately, so I won't spend too much time on it, but it's packed with some great information. But for the Veteran Guardsman kill team, you want to be going to page 42, and here you can see it shows you which operatives you can have in your kill team. Now you're allowed to have a total of 10 Veteran Guardsmen and 1 ancillary support option, which we'll come to when we do some deep dive videos and go more into the stats and the cards. But this is really going to focus on building the models this time. So here you can have 10 guardsmen. One of them's got to be a sergeant veteran, and or I don't know if he has to, but you can have 1 sergeant veteran, and he can be equipped with a number of different weapons. He can have a bolt gun and bayonet, or he can have a bolt pistol, las pistol, or plasma pistol, and then you can give him a chain sword or a power weapon. So already we've got a lot of options, but we can only build 1 with the model we get. Then we can make 9 Veteran Guardsmen in our kill team, and you choose these from the following list. So you've got Trooper Veteran, Confidant Veteran, Zealot, Medic, Comms, Demolition, Bruiser, Hardened, Sniper Spotter, Gunner. And so with the 4 gunners, you've got a grenade launcher, melter gun, plasma gun, and flamer. And so loads of different options there. So all those weapons are obviously included in that little kit. So you can build these, but if you build one, it'll often come at the cost of another. So for example, if you chose to build the bayonet and flamer, you might not be able to build another trooper veteran, for example. So I'll go through that in more detail in a second. When you're including your 9 veteran guardsmen in your kill team, you can have them all as trooper veterans if you want to, or you can choose just 1 veteran trooper or none, and then pick 1 of the others. So with these, you can't double up or have more than 1 of these different types of veterans. So it's only the trooper veteran that you can have between 1 and 9 of in your kill team. And so then you could choose to build maybe 5 trooper veterans, and then look at doing 4 from this list that stand out to you. Or you could pick 9 of the special operatives and then proxy them as trooper veterans, and then that's going to give you a lot of options. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build as many of these as I can from the different poses, and then proxy them as trooper veterans if I want to include trooper veterans in any of my missions. One other thing to consider, and I've just grabbed the core book for this, is that you're allowed to have a roster of up to 20 operatives You're not going to field these all at the same time. You can only take 10 into a battle, but you can have 20 on your roster. And so you're going to be doubling up on some of these models. So, for example, if you have you want 2 snipers in your roster, you're only going to be able to take one of them at a time into your battle. So you'd keep, but you could still have 2 of them on and use the same sniper model to represent that different operative. So if, say, 7 and 8 end up being 2 snipers, one model is going to represent both of them, and you'll just take that model on for each battle. And if one of those gets killed, you know you've still got another sniper in your roster, and you can use that model for them too. And so if you want to have the operatives, like let's say you wanted to have 1 of each operative, then 9 troopers, and then have your veteran guardsman sergeant, then you could kind of do that, but proxy those special operatives for regular troopers. So that's just something else to bear in mind when you're designing your kill team. So once you've decided which ones you like the sound of and you want to build them, then it's time to grab this book, the instruction book, and this will show you which ones you can build and which poses. So if we go straight to the Deathclaw Krieg pages, you'll see here that with the first option, you can build your sergeant veteran, confident veteran, or a trooper veteran. So with this is the only one out of all the different poses that you can make as your sergeant. And so when you choose to make your sergeant, you're going to be able to go with 2 different weapons here, power weapon, chainsword, and then with the pistol, you've got 3 different options of which one to use. So if you want to play on a what you see is what you get kind of style, then it's important to decide which one you want to include. Or just pick one that looks cool, and then if everyone's happy who you're playing with, you could proxy that model with the weapon you want, but just make it clear when you start the game which one they're armed with. And then that's also going to give you an option of having different sergeant veterans with different weapons in your roster too. So that's something to think about. And then when we get onto the next model, this is where it gets a little bit disappointing in some respect, because if you wanted to take a demolition, this is the only time you get the option of building a demolition veteran, but also the only time you get to build the sniper. So this is a decision you've got to make as to whether you want a sniper or a demolition. Of course, you can do some kit bashing here and start mixing it up, but if you want to just go and follow the instructions, you can only have one or the other. I'm choosing the sniper. I love snipers in any game, so that means I'm not going to be able to build a demolition veteran. And so what I'm going to do about that is I'm going to use another model, and I'm just going to go with a regular trooper that it shows us how to build at the end here. And I'm just going to include this little piece of the kit here on that base, and then I know I can use that as either a trooper or a demolition operative. It's not going to look as cool as that, but at least I've got it, and it kind of is obvious when you look at the base and what's on there that it is also a demolition. So it's going to give me 2 options, and I don't lose that operative option in my kill team. So that's how I'm going to do that. So I'm going to choose the sniper there, and this happens often throughout this. You pick one at the expense of losing another. Another example of this is with the medic versus the spotter, and I'm going with the spotter because I like what he can do on the data card. I think it's really interesting, and also I think I'd be able to use this little kit in a different game altogether. So that's cool to have a little separate medikit that we can put on a stand. That's going to come in handy in some completely different games to anything from Warhammer. So I'm going to do that. I like the pose, but I really like the spotter, and I imagine him like creeping and sneaking down behind some terrain as he calls in those airstrikes and things like that. So I'm going to make the spotter, but on this occasion there is another option to build a medic, and that's here. We can either build a trooper or a medic. So this is a great way to have a medic, and he's still got a bag that he's carrying, but he's running along, and I imagine this is how it would kind of work narratively anyway. Someone gets hit, they're wounded, so the medic's going to run to them from one part of cover, maybe to another, and then administer whatever medicines needed or field first aid. So there we go. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build that one, and then I can have the spotter, and I can have the medic veteran as well. So this is going to come up all the way through, so it's definitely worth taking your time, really getting to grips with this and having a look at the different options. The gunner veteran, that's a completely different story because you've got 4 different gunner veterans you can have. You've got this guy with the flamer, the plasma, what's this one? The grenade launcher, and you've also got another one. Where is he? There he is. You've got another one there. So you've got 4 choices, but if you went for all 4 of the gunners, you wouldn't be able to build the bruiser veteran, you wouldn't be able to build the zealot, or the comms. So you're losing out on quite a lot there. So the way around this for me is I'm going to build the flamer anyway, because that's the one I would have wanted. So lucky for me, I want the flamer, and so I can build him. And then I'm going to build the comms and the zealot, and I'm going to build the bruiser, and I'm not going to worry about the other three. I might be able to put these weapons maybe from a different set and put them like on the backpack of some trooper veterans, or maybe with the where is he? With the zealot, we could maybe think, oh yeah, give him another weapon on his backpack, and then he can double up as maybe the gunner veteran with a plasma gun. So that's one way around that. But I'm actually going to make my zealot a confidant, so I'm going to give him like some kind of sword or power weapon that he's carrying on his rucksack, and he can represent either the zealot or the confidant. So whichever one I want to take in, depending on the battle and the tactics I want to play, that's going to give me two options. So that's how I'm kind of thinking about it. How can I take one model but make it into two operatives and make it quite obvious to the other player who you're playing against what your model is going to be for that game. So there we go. There's a fair bit of planning involved in this, and well worth taking a time, writing down which ones you want to build and seeing how you can do these combos of having one model as two different operatives, and then taking a look at the sprues and really looking at all the different parts you can add on and see how you can even maybe kit bash some bits. But the sprues are excellent. I can't wait to get these built. So now I'll go away and I'll build my kill team. I'll build 10 operatives, and then you can have a look at them all fully assembled. I'll do some close-ups, and so you can see exactly what they look like. So I'll see you back here in a second. And here we go, here they are, all built, and I think they look awesome. Really happy with these. I think this box set has got two awesome kill teams and some really great models with some amazing detail. And really easy to put together. The only thing that was a little bit tricky and took a bit of getting used to was putting the legs in and how they were going to be positioned. But once you kind of got into the flow of it and got a feel for how these models are put together, it was pretty straightforward, so no problems at all. I'll be going through all the data cards and stats and abilities in loads of detail in some deep dive videos, not just for the Krieg but also for the Orcs as well. But I thought it'd be cool in this video just to give you a close-up look of each of the operatives and just show how I've customized them so you can use some operatives as two different ones. So here we've got our first model, and this is the trooper veteran, but I was building it as per the instructions, but I thought I'll just try the arms and see if some of the arms will fit without doing any modification to them. And they fit straight away, really easy. So I used the, what's it called, the grenade launcher here, and I fixed that to the trooper body. So that worked out really well. And then on the back, I just fixed a melter gun. So I figured I could use this model as a regular trooper, or now I can use them as a gunner veteran for two different types. The gunner veteran with grenade launcher and the gunner veteran with melter gun. So from this one model, we get three different operatives. The next one is the veteran sergeant, and another great model. The backpack looks really cool. I just put this a little extra bit on the back, so you get loads of options of the little additional parts you can put on them. There's things you can put on their belt as well, and I figured I'll add some things as we start playing through campaigns. If they do some heroic actions and things during a battle, I might give them an extra little thing either on their person or on the base. And so I've gone with the sergeant veteran here. I've just given him this pistol and the chainsword, but easy enough to proxy this as long as both players are happy to proxy it with any of the weapons, because there's quite a few on his data card, as you'll see when we do the deep dive video. So there we go, that's the sergeant veteran. And next we've got the sniper veteran, and this is one of my favourite models. I like snipers in any game, so this is a great one to have. Really cool. And on the back I put this little attachment, so he's got his little tin cup. Got to have a cup of tea or coffee when you're out in the field. So there he is, all armed with his sniper rifle, and this one's just a straightforward build as per the instructions in the book. Great model. Next we've got a gunner veteran, and this is with the flamer, and again I just followed the instructions here, gave him a little axe to take with him, and really cool, great dynamic pose, awesome looking models, really good. So nice and simple and straightforward this one, no extra weapons attached at all. Then we've got the zealot veteran, and with this one I attached the bayonet on the end of his rifle, and I've also put a plasma gun on the back, and this one is going to then be able to be used as a gunner veteran as well. And I just cut the hand off and trimmed it all down, so hand off the handle, hand off the stock there, and so that's going to be used as a weapon. I'll tidy it up a little bit more, and then once it's painted I think that's going to be fine. And so having that weapon on there, it kind of gives you a good idea that you can use that as either option, either a zealot veteran, a gunner veteran, but you can even use it as a trooper veteran, and I think you could even use it as a confidant veteran if you put a sword on his side or something. If there's room, then I think that would work too. So good few options with this one. Now we've got the medic veteran, and I've gone for this pose where he's running, carrying the medic bag. I thought that worked really nicely, and he's got the rifle slung over his shoulder, and again I put the pack on the back with the tin cup, so the idea you'd be on the battlefield giving out water to the injured and things like that. I think that plays into the narrative nicely. Great model, and I love the fact that he's running. I really imagine him running across the battlefield to anyone who's been injured, so you can sort them out. So really nice model. Here's the comms veteran. This is a really good one. Loads of detail going on here. We got like this kind of flare gun. He's reading the map. He's got this radio on the back, and he's got a rifle. So really good looking model. And I think this one would be great as a trooper veteran as well. So that would be no problem at all to use it for that. We've got the rifle there, and so that would work no problem as both models. And even the one we just saw, the medic, we could use that as a trooper veteran as well, I think. This is our bruiser veteran. So he's got this big club that he's taking around with him. Awesome looking weapon. And I've put this little shovel on the side as well. And he's got his bayonet if he wants to fix that. You could also put some more on his back, but I've kept him quite light. I figured he's going to be running across the battlefield, getting up close, and doesn't want to be carrying a lot of weight to do some damage there. So that's a really good pose. Again, I love these ones when they're running across the battlefield. I think it's going to look really cool on the tabletop. Now we've got our hardened veteran, and this is a really good pose, really different to the others. He's really stood there reloading his gun. He's got this like power claw, maybe not a power claw, but he's got some kind of fake hand there. He's obviously lost it in battle. He's seen some things, and then he's got a shovel on the back. So yeah, really good model. And I think this one, again, you could use as a trooper veteran, no problem at all. So you've got a couple of options with this model as well, and I think that would fit in really well. I didn't put the bayonet on the top because I thought it would just make it really tall, so I've left it on the backpack there. And here we've got our 10th and final model, and this is the spotter, and I really like this one. This is a really good model. The backpack's great. Got some really nice detail on there. He's got his rifle, and I put a bayonet on it as well. As he sat down, we could certainly make that a little bit taller. So again, could easily be a trooper veteran, but we've got him as a spotter. And then I also took, can you see it in the light? There we go. I just took this little bit from the demolition trooper and this landmine here, and I put that on his base. So I think it kind of fits that he could also be the demolition. He set the charges. He's looking through his scopes there to see if the enemy's reached it, and then he can detonate from a distance. So it kind of looks like it would suit this model. So I've just popped it on there. So you've got a couple of options. You could take in a spotter or a demolitions if you wanted to. Now it's going to be difficult if you wanted to take both. So you'd have to do something there, maybe make another one a spotter and keep this as a demolition. But as long as both players are happy, I think you've got loads of options, even just sticking to these 10 miniatures. So there we go, there's our 10 operatives for the Death Corps of Krieg. I'm really happy with these. I think it's a great set, some fantastic detail. There's also loads of parts left on the sprue for customising them up a little bit more, and it would be really easy to get carried away and put loads of parts on there, so I've just chilled out for now, and we can always add those later. If you're looking to build an Orc Commando kill team as well, then I've done another video just like this one for the Orcs, and that was just as fun. Great models for that as well. And I've done a video for unboxing the Kill Team Octarius, looking at everything that's included in the box, and a video on the dice, both for the Krieg and the Orcs, an unboxing review of that, and loads more videos up on the channel too. And if you want to pick up any of these products, then I'll put some links to Wayland Games and Element Games where you can save up to 20% on the RRP. And Element Games at the moment has got Kill Team Octarius for under £100, so it's coming in at $99.99, which I think is fantastic value for what you get in the box. And those links will be affiliate links, but don't cost you anything extra. You'll save that money and also support the channel as I get a commission for any sales made. So thanks so much for that. I'll really appreciate it. I'd love to know how you're going to build your kill team for the Death Corps of Krieg, so let me know in the comment section below what are the main operatives that you'd want to be included in your kill team. So I'd love to hear from you, and I really hope you enjoyed this video and it's just gave you a little insight into how you might want to start planning your kill team. But thanks so much for watching. Keep checking in because there's going to be loads of kill team videos coming over the next few weeks and beyond, because it's a great game and I'm really enjoying making it. So thanks again. Please like if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. If you like this kind of content and would like to support the channel, then please check out my Patreon page, and thanks to everyone who's joined so far. It's really awesome. We hang out on Discord, talk about the hobby, share ideas and help each other out, and you'll get some perks there that you're not going to find anywhere else. So I'll put a link in the description, and it'd be great to see you there.